Welcome to another episode of the MegaMart Show. Today we're going to be speaking with Dr. Tiffany Francis of All Smiles Dental Care, and she's going to be sharing with us some tips to help us maintain good oral hygiene and good oral habits, and of course helping us to select the right toothbrush, the right toothpaste, etc. And of course here at MegaMart we have all the essentials to keep your pearly whites in tip-top shape.
And we also get a chance to speak with Amashika Lorne, author of Chat to Me and Color, a wonderful children's coloring book that's making waves, so you don't want to miss it. Stick around, folks. Lots to come on your MegaMart shopping show.
Hey guys, so we are here with Dr. Tiffany Francis of All Smiles Dental Care, and we're going to be speaking a little bit about oral hygiene. We just came out of October, which was Oral Health Awareness Month, and we're heading into the holiday season, which means way more snacking and sweets. So share some tips with us about how we can keep our pearly whites healthy and avoid some cavities during this time.
Yes.
All right. Well, yeah, we're definitely heading into the Christmas, and for those overseas, Thanksgiving, and we had Halloween with the candy.
Yes.
Right. What you want to do, one, brush regularly. When I say regularly, twice a day. Even if you're working from home, school from home, twice a day, we want to be flossing. It's ideally supposed to be every day, but sometimes you get caught up, so I ask my patients, give me 3 to 4 times a week. Avoid excessive consumption of sugary drinks and sweet stuff, right? And you may say to yourself, oh, I only have a soda, or I only have one juice, but what tends to happen sometimes is like you open the soda, you put it down, you go do something else, you take it back up, or even in your car, you put it down. So what you want to do is reduce the amount of time that you're drinking this beverage. So it's better sometimes you just drink it and finish it instead of consuming it over an hour or two, right?
What's the scientific thing behind sugar or sweet stuff? Like,
all right.
I've never...
So pretty much you have, just like how you have natural bacteria, bacteria lives in the mouth, right? And what happens is that it uses the sugar to produce an acid that causes the breakdown of the teeth, and in terms, you end up getting tooth decay.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So you need sugar, you need teeth, you need time, right? And you need plaque, right? So the bacteria lives in there, eats the sugary stuff, produces the acid, and breaks down the teeth and causes holes, tooth decay, cavities, rotten teeth. Yeah.
And this happens over a period of time, right?
Yes, it happens over a period of time.
So you don't have to feel guilty every time you're eating a piece of sugar.
Right. But what happens, what I tell you about watching the time that you consume it, is that the body wants to stabilize the pH of the mouth. So if every time you try to bring it back up from an acidic nature, you drink back the soda or you put back the sweet in your mouth, it just reduces it. And then it creates an environment that is nicer or for the bacteria.
For the bacteria to grow.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess so it's important once you eat something sweet to always rinse afterwards.
You know, there are two sides to that, because sometimes what they say, depending on what you eat, so if you drink sodas or like wine and then you wash the mouth, you tend to spread the acid, right? So we're kind of tossed up on that.
What about rinsing with like a mouthwash thing?
Mouthwash, the benefits of mouthwash depend on what's in the mouthwash, right? So some mouthwash contains fluoride, which helps to strengthen the teeth. The others, they're just like body splash. So if you don't brush good, the mouthwash not going to work.
Oh, you just
freshen it up. Yeah, you just freshen it up, right? The important thing is the brushing that removes the plaque, it removes the food, it removes stains, and the flossing, which cleans between the teeth that in the spaces that the brushes won't be able to reach. Then you top up with the mouthwash. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So, since you mentioned the brushing, how do you go about choosing the correct toothbrush? Because a lot of people think that if it's not hard or rough, it's not doing what it's supposed to do or working properly.
You have to feel it.
So they make hard toothbrush to clean shoes, right? That's why they make hard toothbrush. So what you want is a soft or a medium toothbrush, and you want to be making. I'm going to show you Sam. You know this
Sam.
Love TV, right, Sam? You don't want this. So you're on the hard toothbrush and you do this. What happens is that you create little areas like ditches on the top of the teeth. So if you ever look at some persons, their teeth are like extra long. The gum has pushback, what we call recession, and now you're creating little craters at the top of the teeth. So what you want to do is just do like circles and you know, there's a whole angle thing, so you're not dead on. You angle it, circles, brush away from the gum, circles, brush away from the gum, circles, brush away from the gum. So the scrubbing motion is what might cause the erosion of the teeth and create these little craters at the top and push back the gum. Same thing on the bottom, angle it, circle, brush away, angle, circle, brush away. And on the biting surfaces and on the inside. For a total of 2 minutes.
2 minutes?
Yeah, 2 minutes.
Okay.
Right.
And so how frequently should we be changing our toothbrushes?
Ideally every 3 months or when you start to see the bristles free.
Right.
So just like a broom, when it
starts to spray.
right, you want to ensure it's nice and upright. Also, like now that we're in cold and flu season, if you've had a cold, it's best to change your toothbrush.
Okay.
Because the germs still harbor within the bristles,
Yes.
and you don't want to be constantly sick or exposing yourself to a virus that's living in your toothbrush.
I'm glad you're there. Since we are being plagued now by a pandemic, a lot of persons, and in fact I'm hearing people from the ministry kind of putting the word out to folks to encourage people to actually go to the dentist because people have been so scared to access any kind of care medically that they're avoiding the dentist. How dangerous is it? How important is it to keep good oral health? What kind of issues can one get from
Oh wow,
having-
it's really important. Ideally, you should be visiting the dentist every 6 months.
Right.
Yes, with the pandemic, you have to be careful how often you're leaving home because you're trying to stay at home, stay safe.
Right.
But you don't want to neglect the fact that if you don't get your cleaning done, you don't get your teeth fixed, if you have a broken down tooth or a bad cavity, that it can lead to serious problems. It can lead to toothache, swelling of the gum, bleeding of the gums, especially if you haven't had a cleaning in over a year.
Right.
A lot of tartar and a lot of plaque buildup. And remember that the mouth is a gateway to the body. Right, so if you neglect that, it can lead to other problems, right? Because you have some correlation between gum disease and heart problems, diabetes. If you're diabetic, you're more susceptible to gum disease. Your gum disease is actually worse than somebody without it, right? So you may be trying to take care of yourself by staying home, but neglecting the gateway to the body.
Right.
And it's perfectly safe. Most dentists, based on the direction of the Ministry of the Health.
Right.
We have the proper PPE, the sanitation processes. We've always been sanitizing. I think we've been doing it forever,
Right.
Just more enhanced now.
Right, so now you may find that the front office may be a little bit more diligent with the sanitization, but
Right.
when you sit in that chair, you know that everything that is used on you has been sanitized, sterilized, disposed of, if not able to be sterilized. And the staff themselves are well equipped with their masks, which we always wore, but now our shields and our disposable gowns, which we tend to throw away after each patient. So it's very safe.
When you go into, like for instance, MegaMart pharmacy here, there are tons of products for oral care. I mean, you can be you can be looking at the shelves and be thinking, okay, do I need all of these things? What are the essentials when you walk into a MegaMart pharmacy? What are the essentials that you must have?
The shop floor.
Well, toothpaste, right? Most toothpaste. And I recommend a toothpaste with fluoride. You have natural toothpaste, but depending on your diet. So if you're a high sugary person, you want a toothpaste with fluoride. Growing children need fluoride.
Right.
Floss. I like the wax kind. They do sell on wax, but I prefer the wax kind. And the mouthwash. They're not discrediting the mouthwash, get the mouthwash.
Yes.
Freshen up a little.
With fluoride.
The fluoride is more for with growing children.
Okay.
Or if you have a lot of demineralized or areas where you started to have tooth decay, the fluoride mouthwash helps.
Okay.
Right.
I'm
What
sticking
about
with fluoride.
supplements like calcium? Would you recommend stuff like that? Maybe at different age groups?
Not necessarily for teeth.
Okay.
The teeth don't absorb calcium,
as much?
right, once they're developed. They'd have to be in a certain state for it to be beneficial.
Okay.
Right.
So I see commercials all the time, and they're selling a product, or they're saying for sensitive teeth. I don't know if that's a thing, if that's a thing for truth, or because advertisers, they make up phrases. Some of these other things are fluff, right?
Right,
Yeah.
some of them are fluff. The charcoal, I can't speak to the benefit of it, but I do know that if used excessively, can cause the same sort of little erosion of the teeth.
There you go.
Right, because it's grainy. So, and some people may use baking soda as well if you use it too much. So everything in moderation. So you may say, I like my teeth to feel super clean, but after a while you're removing the outer protective layer, you're also allowing the gums to push back and recede. And then you end up with a sensitivity. So that's where the sensitive toothpaste comes from. Yeah, right. Because when you remove that outer layer, then you're going to need the
added protection.
Yeah, the added protection.
I hope you're okay. We have obviously a great set here, but we're inside the MegaMart store, so
problem.
you may see people walking by or hear.
Oh,
They're
that's
also
trolley
getting
or
ready for the
toothbrush
day,
by.
so they're restocking the shelves and
Yeah.
so on. So.
Before we actually started to record, we were talking about children
Right.
and
Right.
how quickly should
The
you start
first
cleaning
visit.
the teeth, or the first visit for children. I revealed to you that I certainly didn't take my children in within the first year, but
What is
but,
the
but we still
recommended
kept their
age?
teeth clean.
Yeah.
What should parents do?
All right, once they have teeth, right, the World Health Organization recommends age 1, right? And for us, when you come in, don't worry, we're not going to bear down on them, right? It's really about developing good oral hygiene habits, right? At 1, you're bottle feeding, you're breastfeeding, and sometimes if done incorrectly or excessively can cause tooth decay. So you may not be giving them juices, but you may be feeding them at nighttime and not getting a chance to clean the teeth. And if that happens over time, you end up with brown spots and eventually complete decay of the teeth on a 1 or 2 year old.
Right.
Okay.
So when you come in at 1, I get to talk to you about that. I get to stop that. Children don't like to brush their teeth, right? So when you bring them in, I can help you with different techniques to get it done.
Right.
And then we can spot anything that's happening, right? So at 1, instead of at 5, when they have a lot of cavities or there's trauma and the child is now completely afraid of the dentist, right? So I have kids that are like 8 and 9 and they've been coming to me since they're 2.
Right.
And they're the coolest things in the world, you know. All they want to know is that they want to know what's being done.
Right.
And so when you introduce them at that age, it helps you as a parent and the child to
And helps to form good habits from early.
exactly.
There are things parents can do, like for instance, I grew up with my mom using a sterilized cloth, for instance, cleaning my teeth when I was younger. You know,
Right.
cleaning it before you go to bed or when you wake up.
Right, because sometimes they don't want it to brush. So when you're not using the brush, you just use the rag, the washcloth,
Right.
wipe
Yeah.
the teeth, wipe the tongue, wipe the gums.
Exactly.
Right? And that should help.
But I do agree. The earlier you take them to the dentist,
The better.
The
they
better
get
the
more
habits.
familiar. And
Definitely.
Absolutely.
So I want to move to the other end of the spectrum now.
Okay.
When we get to the stage where we may need a full or a partial denture, what are some of the tips for persons in that scenario to take care of those?
All right, well, what we're working on when you bring them at 1 is that they never get to the age when they need a full or partial denture. But for those that have had mishaps or cavities that have gone undetected, so coming to the dentist every 6 months or at least once a year helps you to prevent that from happening, losing teeth. But things happen and you lose them. Older persons with dentures, what you want to ensure is that the denture is always fitting well. So you might have an old denture and it doesn't fit well because you have other teeth taken out and it's slack, it fall out, drop on the floor, gone.
I've actually seen where an actor once, his denture fell out his mouth, and then he kicked it across the stage. It was the funniest thing.
He kicked it
Kicks
Yeah.
it.
by accident?
Yeah, it was all by
You
accident.
know, it's like part of the show, you know.
But
Like,
we have to-
where did that come from? Whoops.
We had to watch his teeth just go across the stage.
Wow.
And then try to hold our composure like it didn't happen.
But it happens, right?
It
So
does.
you want to make sure your dentures are fitting well. Another thing is don't wrap them in tissue. I tell people all the time.
In tissue?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
a
you
lot
have
of people get
garbage.
dentures and they don't fit well. Or they're uncomfortable to chew. And a denture, you should be able to chew with it, eat with it, speak with it, right? And they wrap them in tissue and guess where it go? In the garbage. On the airplane, in the garbage. Can't find it back. They leave it out as well, where grandkids come over for the holidays and throw it into the toilet. It happens. Or a spouse brushes it and it goes down the drain.
Okay, how do I avoid that? if I'm in a situation where I do end up losing some teeth, I don't want dentures. What do I get?
You have other options. You have implants,
Right.
and you have what we call bridges, right? And those are fixed, so those they don't have to come in and out of the mouth. They're
Okay.
also a little bit more expensive, but they're a lot more convenient in the long run,
Yes.
right?
Are there any foods in particular that you should avoid? Are there any foods that could break or damage your dentures?
If the denture is made well or seats well, you can eat anything.
Okay.
It's when it's not and it's unbalanced and you bite the oxtail and it go croops and go up.
Oxtail.
Right.
That's a perfect
Right.
example.
But think about it. You can eat anything on gum. You ever see a baby chew down on a bone?
True.
Right? Or an older person without? So when we're making that dentures, we make it so that it's balanced, so that you can eat anything. But if it don't fit well, you'll find every time you bite something, it breaks.
I think the last thing I'd want to talk about is maybe dry mouth.
Okay.
A lot of people don't speak about that, but it is a real problem. How do you know when you have dry mouth? Like, what are the symptoms?
So dry mouth, when you have dry mouth, it tends to be very pasty, very dry. No matter how much you drink water, you feel like it's parched. Common causes of that is medication. Certain blood pressure medications can cause dry mouth, as well as if you're going through chemotherapy, cancer treatments, that can cause dry mouth. A lot of people try to combat dry mouth with sweets because they think, you know, you suck on a sweet, it produces saliva, but that makes it worse, right? Because what happens without the salivary flow, the sweets, the sugar, the cavities just get really bad, right? So you want to avoid sucking on mints because you have dry mouth.
Okay. There's so much to talk about with so little time, right? This is a great conversation. Please come back on the set. But there are people who grind their teeth. Sometimes you can hear it.
Like crickets.
Yes. Is that really damaging?
It is, and everything excessively can damage the teeth, right? So there's no, it's a habit that people do without knowing, subconsciously. You know, we have a thing in Jamaica that say them have worm, right? So they grind their teeth. But it tends to happen in people with type A personalities, highly stressed.
Compulsive.
Right, and that's how they
Get
express
rid of
that,
stress.
right?
Suck tongue.
Suck
Oh
tongue.
my God.
That's
Never
also
suck
a
a tongue.
subconscious, and that's a self-soothing habit. And that's developed earlier in life.
That's not good either, right?
No, it's not, because it causes the teeth to change the shape of the mouth. You develop a buff teeth, and even your speech can get lazy with a suck tongue.
You pronounce a lot of letters or words differently.
With a suck tongue.
Can we
Stephanie,
get
when you-
back to back? Because we need to talk
We
more,
have to.
right?
Tell us where our viewers can contact you to make an appointment or come to just get a review of what's happening.
All right, we're at 17 Holborn Road in New Kingston, TDM All Smiles Dental Care. You can check us out on Instagram, All Smiles Dental JA, or on Facebook, All Smiles Dental Care Jamaica. Look us up on Google as well. Hope to see you all.
Awesome.
You'll
Thank
see
you
some
so
people
much.
for sure. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, guys.
I got more questions for you, but I'm going to wait until you come back and say.
You'll have to come back.
No problem. I'm always ready.
All right. Great talking to Dr. Tiffany Francis from All Smiles Dental Care. And guess what? It's very important to keep that smile bright and clean and pretty. So go check them out, all right? Much more to come on the MegaMart Shopping Show. Do I start now? Just let me know. Do we start now?
Can you hold on just a little bit?
You
Can
sure?
we at least introduce her?
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
So we are here with author of Chat to Me and Color, Amashika Lorne. Welcome to this.
I know from TV.
And I'm now on your TV, Johnny.
How
It's
you
so
doing?
good to be here with you all. It's the first time.
Absolutely. And it's nice and bright and early in the morning, which you're quite used to, right?
Absolutely.
And you came bearing gifts.
I
Yes.
did come bearing gifts.
I like that.
So
I like it.
my coloring book, even though it's targeting children 8 to 10, it's also for adults. And I wanted it to be fun for you both. So you're going to be doing a color off.
I'm still a child. I'm still a child.
At
Good
heart
to go.
and in person, I'm sure.
Look at me. Yes.
Agreed.
So you're actually looking at page 12 of the book, which the Jamaican saying is 1 cocoa fill basket.
Yes.
And have you ever heard that saying, Johnny?
Yeah.
When have you ever heard it?
All the time.
When you're growing up?
Yeah.
Even though.
Even now.
Who tells you
I
that?
still say it to myself.
You say to yourself?
Especially this year. Yeah. COVID-19. 1 cocoa
This
full
year more
basket.
than any
yeah.
other year, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. No cocoa missed me this year.
We're happy to hear that. And so the Jamaican illustration that I've chosen to pair with this saying is of a little boy dreaming of buying a bicycle. Because when we were little, or even our parents, these were aspirational things. Now children want tablets. Now they want the latest phone, a PS5, all of those luxurious things.
What I like about the message is they can still save to get those things.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And so you're going to be doing a color off. And it's very important in coloring with children and adults for them to plan how they're going to execute. So you've decided on your colors.
We have.
You have. And you're going to get coloring on my count of
Before
3.
I start, Amashika, you kind of glossed over it. You said, my book. But let's talk about the book. Chat to Me and Color. When did you do this project?
Gosh, so after I took a trip to China in about 2016, you know,
Okay.
I saw just how important it was to document things in their culture. And I thought, when I go home, so I was there for about 3 weeks. When I go home, I have to do something for the next generation, for my nieces coming up, for the children of my friends, for them to celebrate Jamaican culture. Because every time I go abroad, every time I go foreign, people want to hear me talk Patwa.
Yes.
People want to hear what my grandmother used to tell me, and they're fascinated. So I said, let's start inward.
Here.
Let's go home and really build upon that tradition. And then I came back, I linked with an illustrator. Thank you so much to Wayne Powell.
Great job, illustrator.
And yes, everybody really loves his work. And so we created this book. It's 44 pages in total,
Okay.
20 line drawings and 20 text pages with various Jamaican sayings and
Nice.
proverbs.
And available where? Everywhere?
Absolutely, especially at MegaMart.
Of course.
So MegaMart Waterloo as well as MegaMart in Mandeville, we retail there for 1,500, and also on my website, or if you just find us on my pages, so Amashika and Associates Limited online, you can be directed to wherever they
I
are.
love it. I love
This
it.
is the first coloring book of this nature in Jamaica.
Absolutely, of this nature.
Wow.
So especially for this age group, because we are mixing the Jamaican patois as well as settings and drawings about
Nice.
Jamaica. So you have people like Marcus Garvey, our first national heroes in the
Oh,
book.
nice.
You have we almost pay respect to Louise Bennett on our cover.
Yes. Of
course.
We have the UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Blue Mountain
Yes.
and John Grove. The park is
Yes.
also in the book. We have Halfway Tree. So you
You're
will go
learning
through
a lot while
so much.
having fun.
I like it.
I love it.
Can we start coloring now?
So on a count of 3, so there are different elements, and I will walk you through as you're coloring. So on a count of 3, 1, 2, 3, let's go.
Let's
so
go.
When we're coloring, we always tell children to identify the crayons that they're going to use and look at the various elements. So as we can see, Kim started with the wall. So this is like a little wall or sitting area for the little boy, and she's using a brown crayon. And bricks were used a lot in olden days. If you're driving downtown especially, you will see the little brick walls, and that's in
Along
Kingston.
the waterfront, yes.
Right. And Johnny has started off with coloring the grass. So he's taking his time, being very meticulous. I like it. I
Absolutely.
like it. He's using his green there. And of course, we have a little boy seated. And throughout the book, you will notice different hair textures to also promote multicultural diversity and inclusion
Representation of-
for the children. So you are free
Yes.
to color the boy any complexion. If you want the boy to be blue, if you want him to be black, if you want him to be white, it's freedom of expression, and
There are
that's what we
no
want
blue children. Come on now.
So you both are doing so well. Kim, you're almost finished with that lower level. You're moving. So you finished the wall, finished that little shrub of some sort, and now you're going to that grassy area. I really like how you mix the red on top of your brown to give me
I
some
wanted to
dimension.
give that- yeah,
with the
that-
wall. Johnny, you're coming along nicely. So you've already decided to color his hair, color his shirt. Now you're into the wall. All right, taking your time. And you know what I'm noticing? When I see children coloring this page in particular, they are not as intricate as how both of you are, and I would think that too.
Yeah, 'cause they're not competing like we are. This is serious.
You're taking it very seriously. I like that. I like
So
that.
this would be a great gift idea, I think, for children for the holiday season.
I feel like I want to do some sip and color with this. This is nice.
You never know. Look out. You never
I'll
know.
get some wine from MegaMart and you know what I
Have
mean?
some friends
entire
over.
Gather
yeah.
the guys. It's like a little de-stress session.
Right. The
or
kids can have
parents.
bubbly wine.
And you
Alcohol
have
free.
Non-alcoholic, right?
Right.
And a fun family event.
It would be nice.
Absolutely.
Everybody coloring and just being away from the screens for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm really happy for the reception so far. You know, I'm happy even
Right. So
some corporate
where
companies.
I mean, in terms of locally, I mean, what kind of reception are you getting? You're getting from the book. I mean, are you selling a lot? Are companies coming out? What is happening?
So last Christmas we did really well. We had 2 really big corporate entities buy a bulk of it, and they included it in their, you know, activities for the Christmas overseas and both
Awesome.
with students that they have adopted
Oh,
locally.
wow.
So I'm very grateful for that. We're looking at some new partnerships for this Christmas period as well, and even just island-wide, we've sold over 500 copies, so they've
What?
been doing really well. And I'm really, really grateful for the
And
reception.
of
It's
course-
a Jamaican product. But
Yes.
everybody who worked on it is a Jamaican.
So
Nice.
buy Jamaican, support Jamaican, you know, build
Absolutely. It's
Jamaica.
not just food, it's art too. Okay,
Right.
guys.
Art indeed.
Support our local creatives.
Indeed, and you know, as
And I spy a ribbon.
yes.
So I'm guessing we have gifts.
I did come bearing gifts. So you all are doing your color off, and I wanted to include our viewers, so they have a chance to win 2 copies. So here's how it works. You're going to go on your Instagram or on your Facebook page, and you have to answer the question, what does the proverb long run, short catch mean? And the most creative answer
Not
will
when
win.
you don't qualify. Where you will look at answer.
Okay, you have to be so aggressive because girl, go and color.
So
Go have
that
to
is
color.
another
Long
page,
run, short catch.
Have you ever heard it? And I want you to tell me what it means. But you have to upload your answer by Sunday, November the 22nd. And then by Wednesday, November the 25th, we will be posting and contacting the winner. You don't have to live in Jamaica. Wherever you are in the world, I will be posting the book to you. So
International viewers are welcome.
absolutely. And you have to use 3 hashtags though. So the first one is Jamaican proverb. The second one is chat and color. And the third is crafts for kids. So
Okay.
once you tell me the answer, use those hashtags, we will come and find you. And the best review in terms of a video will win. So I'm giving you 10 seconds to complete.
Only 10 seconds?
9,
That's so stressful.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, crayons down. Johnny,
man.
Johnny,
No.
you must listen to instruction. Crayons down.
Down.
But Kim, what?
Okay.
So, it usually takes a child about 35 to 45 minutes, and you both have done so well in the time allotted. And viewers, you know, I think it's hard for me to decide who the real winner is in this color off, so I would like to invite you all to decide. If you're going to go with Kim's dainty, sweet, she has given us some, you know, she's
Very
within the
nice.
lines. Very nice here. And then Johnny's, we're getting some dimension with the legs in terms of shading, even on the boy's arm with his face. So I want you to vote if Kim is the winner or if you think Johnny is the winner on the social media pages. How do you feel after completing this?
Tell you what, like
I feel good.
I started up feeling actually very competitive about it,
And
then I got into it. It's very therapeutic.
It is.
And I love art. I truly do. I love all aspects of art. So it's really great. Like
happy to hear
I
that.
think more adults should actually get into doing.
It brought me back to childhood memories.
Yeah.
Just coloring, and it is therapeutic.
It is.
I agree. I'd get one for myself. I'm
Now
gonna
that
get
the
one for
competition is over, can I continue to finish my canvas? Because it's
What more
really
is there
like
to do? Well,
I like my textures. I like to complete the thing. You know what I mean?
all right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm
See,
happy.
Kim, I'm
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you
had a
so
great
very much,
time.
Amashika. Yeah, I even forgot you were here. I was like, I'm getting into this. But this is great.
So, as you mentioned before, we have 2 signed copies to give away, right? Mm-hmm. What you gonna do?
And it's I'm just cleaning up my work. and it's available here at MegaMart, guys. So
Sure,
come
right.
and get it and get your family involved. And it's really nice. I like this.
Buy a copy for a friend
Yeah.
or for a few kids. Chat to me on color, and it's available in MegaMart pharmacies, Waterloo and Mandeville.
Mandeville.
And of course, you can buy it online or visit her social media pages
And get all the
remind us
details.
again.
So Amashika and Associates Limited, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and we're also on Facebook. So just
Awesome.
find us.
Big up yourself, Amashika.
And of course, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at MegaMart Jamaica for all the behind-the-scenes details, and you can see how he tried to cheat. But
I'm not cheating. I told him I'm
Cheaters
just
never
finishing up my
prevail.
stuff.
thank you, guys.
I like this though. This is really good.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you for the genuine feedback.
I forgot you were here.
So guys, trust me. Them say time finish on the show.
Yes,
We're not no more
we're
time.
out of time.
Time finish on the show like how time finish on my pain, my work of art here. Thanks so much, guys, for sticking around and always, of course, supporting MegaMart. Remember to come down
Yep.
to MegaMart, your favorite MegaMart location store nearest you. We have 4 of them. Christmas is coming, so come down and shop early. Even if you're eye shopping early, at least you're looking at what's there.
They're
you know what I mean?
unpacking new Christmas
They're
stuff
unpacking
as we
things right
speak.
now as we speak.
Lots
right?
of decoration.
Tons of decorations, Christmas items, gift items, giveaway items, and of course, the pharmacy. You need to go. Good oral hygiene and dental care.
Ooh,
is
special
important.
thanks to Dr. Tiffany Francis of All Smiles Dental Care.
Absolutely.
She'll definitely have to come back.
Yeah. So
and
when we win and I collect the prize, we can smile bright.
she never said anything about a prize.
There's a prize.
That is a prize.
This is a good prize.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.